Welcome to week 5 of the Leukopak Lady. I'm continuing from last week's discussion of potentially relevant donor factors in allogeneic therapies. Today's topic is donor health history. The health of the donor is no doubt important to the success of allogeneic therapies, but which specific factors are important is largely undetermined. I mentioned in a previous video that likely the most important factor to the success of allogeneic therapies is the state of the donor's immune cells. Factors such as smoking, obesity, infection, chronic inflammation, and autoimmunity can all influence cellular health and function and thus affect the success of therapies built from these donors. Cigarette smoking induces oxidative stress, DNA damage, and leads to chronic inflammation. Not only does this increase the risk of cellular carcinogenesis, it promotes inflammatory signaling cascades and impairs cellular functions overall. Donors with high BMI may have elevated inflammatory markers such as IL-6 and altered metabolic profiles. However, not all obese donors have elevated markers of inflammation. In my experience helping developers qualify donors for GMP-compliant manufacturing, some obese donors were qualified by developers for their clinical manufacturing runs. Studies have shown that cells from individuals with chronic inflammatory conditions and autoimmunity exacerbate transplant rejection and graft versus host disease. This is likely due to IL-6, which is associated with acute and chronic inflammation and impacts the quality and function of T cells. It seems pretty obvious that chronic inflammation in the donor, whether caused by smoking, obesity, infections, or autoimmune conditions, can impact the function of immune cells. Testing for chronic inflammation, regardless of the cause, can be done simply using a test called C-reactive protein. This is a fairly inexpensive test to screen donors with before approving them for Leukopak collection. Collectors could help developers screen out donors with cells that are most likely to perform poorly in their therapy using this approach. Come back for the next episode where I talk about the importance of identifying donors with elevated levels of key immune cell populations that developers are using to build their therapies on.